So I used to think, like most people, that to have a successful YouTube channel that makes great money, I would need hundreds of thousands, if not millions of subscribers to make it worthwhile. But I was wrong, because after posting 1,000 videos on this channel over the past few years, I've generated just shy of $1 million in revenue with just 30,000 subscribers. And the cool thing is, it was far simpler than I ever thought it would be to make that kind of money. And in this video, I want to share with you exactly how I've done it without relying on the ad revenue or affiliate links, and the really important things that we need to do behind the scenes that is the foundation of the success that you'll have with your channel. But before we get into that, let's address why people feel like you need to have a gigantic YouTube channel with millions of subscribers to make any meaningful money. The reality is, it's because if you have the only sole source of your channel's revenue being the ad revenue, then yes, it would take you millions of subscribers and many tens of millions of views to make any meaningful money. Take, for example, my channel. I've made just shy of $1 million with what I'm actually doing, which I'll share with you in a moment, but the ad revenue for 5 years of hard graft and over 1,000 videos uploaded to the channel, I've made just over $36,000 from the channel. Now, spread that over 5 years, it's really not that much. Couple that with the fact that not every channel can even make any money from ad revenue. You need to have at least 4,000 hours of watch time before you're even able to open up that can of worms. So for most people with a small entry-level channel, you're not even able to make any money from it. And so people start to supplement this lack of income with maybe affiliate links and doing some kind of merch sales, but the revenue from that is very small and in most cases insignificant. So it begs the question, what do we need, and what is it that I've done that's been so successful? You need 3 things. Number 1, great content. The idea here with your YouTube channel and the content that you post in those videos is you need to genuinely be endeavoring to provide great value, perhaps value that in other circumstances people would be willing to pay for. That's the best type of content. If you have a look through my channel and you scroll back through my previous videos, many of these are truly sharing my biggest secrets to marketing and exactly what I'm doing to build my businesses and generate more clients. And I'm not protecting that with a paywall. I'm giving that content for free. And the better the content, the greater the watch time, and the more the channel will just naturally start to grow. It does take time, it does take consistency, and as Mr. Beast would say, it does take testing and tweaking and constantly trying to make improvements on your previous video, and eventually it'll click and you'll find the way that you teach and the content you produce that connects with your audience. Now, in this video today, we're not going deep on this topic of how to create the content. There's loads of amazing creators on YouTube that have channels dedicated to this that I'm sure will help. But this does lead us on to point number 2. We need great content, but we need to have a clear audience that we're serving with that content. When you're first starting out and creating a channel, you need to have a really clear focus for who that channel is for, right? If you're just starting out and you have absolutely no idea and you start creating videos and content on a whole host of random topics, then it's going to be very hard for that content to land anywhere and land with anyone, because you've got such a random channel full of all sorts of content. So you need to first know how to put great content together, but you also now need to make that content relatively niche so that it's serving one category of people. That's not to say that sometimes we won't go a little bit more far-reaching with our content, but we do need to make sure that a high proportion of the content on our channel is teaching things that in so doing is speaking to the type of people that you want to. Well, an example would be my audience would be people interested in growing and scaling their coaching business, their expert business, maybe their online course business. So if you have a look through my channel, you'll find that a lot of my content talks about traffic generation strategies, how to build sales funnels that do a lot of the heavy lifting for you in your marketing. We talk a lot about sales calls and how do you conduct a sales call that turns a prospect into a ready-to-buy client, and that is the theme of a lot of my content. But then every now and again, I go slightly broader and speak to a wider portion of that market because that helps draw a new crowd, but then they come in and see my niche content as well. For example, I'm into watches. I bought a new Rolex recently, so we put a video out about that journey. And so that's a little bit more far-reaching, and every now and again we do some of those peppered into the channel, but 90% of the content is very specific to one group of people. So now the third thing, and this is really important, it's having something of your own that you can sell. You're not gonna make a great deal of money if you're relying on ad revenue. You're not gonna make a great deal of money if you're relying on affiliate links. You're not gonna make a great deal of money if you're trying to set up a merch shop where you've got lots of hard costs for that t-shirt that you've slapped a crappy logo on and you're trying to sell it for $12 to your subscribers. Where you are gonna make some great money is taking the audience of people that are following your channel, that are interested in learning more about that, and putting together an e-learning platform. Maybe you're gonna put together an online course. Maybe you're gonna offer some coaching. Maybe you're gonna put a relatively high price tag on that, maybe $1,000, maybe even, dare I say, $5,000 for a one-to-one coaching experience. Now imagine that with a very small channel, you need to just generate one new client per month for your channel to be worth 4 figures to you, and maybe even multiple 4 figures. And finding that one person a month from even a very small channel of a few hundred people, it actually becomes quite possible, and now your channel is paying dividends on your time. And this is where we do get into the world of marketing, and you'll learn more about this on my channel, because even if you have people watching your content and they are connecting with you and you're building trust with them because they're watching your stuff, there is still a gap between that mindset and ready to give you some money. And what's in between is called a sales funnel. We need to take people from our YouTube channel and take them through a process to where they're ready to buy your product. And there's one type of sales funnel that still stands head and shoulders above every other, and it's a webinar funnel. This is where you will invite people from your YouTube channel to come and check out a more extended masterclass. They've just watched 5 or 10 minutes of you on YouTube. Now, if they want more, you invite them to a 30-minute, a 60-minute online training that can be completely automated, but to register for it, you capture their name and email address. So now you're building your email list, you're providing even more content to those people in a captive environment of a webinar, and then you're making an offer out the other end, and a portion of those people will purchase. And the reason why this works so well is because it's content to content. Sales funnels go wrong when people move away from providing value and just try to focus on getting the sale. If you're gonna get someone from your YouTube channel that's just consumed some video content, what better way to continue the sales process by inviting them to, yet again, even more content, but the second piece of content ends with an offer. And if you're ready to learn more about this webinar process and how you can use it to turn more traffic from your YouTube channel or anywhere else on the internet into ready to buy customers and clients, I'm actually hosting a 2-day event coming up here real soon where I'll break the entire model down for you, and I'll share with you how I've made millions of dollars in sales from these very simple webinar presentations. You can find the link in the description box, so scroll down, click on that, register for that event. It's called The Future of Webinars, and I'd love to teach you more about it. So that's how much I've earned from my channel. Those are the 3 things needed for you to grow a small but significant channel that can actually produce some life-changing money. And I hope you found this video helpful today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I put out great new content every single week, and I look forward to seeing you in one of my future episodes.